Welcome to Journey into the Labyrinth. Each show will feature a channeled message obtained from dealing out a set of tarot cards in my signature Labyrinth card spread. I am your host and guide. I am the Reverend Dr. Michael Bilkis. The labyrinth is a structure used for walking meditation, introspection, or seeking wisdom. Unlike a maze, the twisting path of the labyrinth only has one path in and out of the structure. I love the metaphor of release, illumination, and rebirth that can be associated with a labyrinth walk. During today's show, I invite you to imagine an energetic labyrinth. It represents a structure that exists outside of normal space and time. A liminal space where magic and alchemy occurs. Today's message comes from dealing out 9 cards to represent our journey into and through the labyrinth. To receive the most from this message today, ask yourself several questions. How does this apply to me and my life? What emotions or feelings arise as I recognize the parts of the message apropos for me? What self-beliefs and judgments arise from this? What am I going to do with these new realizations? There are many tools to help release negative self-beliefs and judgments. The primary tool I use with my coaching clients is emotional freedom technique, or Eft tapping. EFT helps release the trauma associated with negative and painful experiences. As the charge from these traumatic events are cleared, negative self-beliefs and judgments are released as well. It also doesn't matter when you listen to this recording in relationship to when it was published. The universal spiritual law of synchronicity will bring you to this recording at the right time for you to listen to it. So now I invite you to take a deep breath and open your heart and being to our journey today into the labyrinth. And welcome to the labyrinth. Once again, I am Michael Bilkis, and I welcome you to this edition of Journey into the Labyrinth. So I'm shuffling my cards right now, and I'm calling on my spirit guides to help provide the information that we need today as we journey into the labyrinth. Each journey begins with a theme. It's the theme that we bring into the labyrinth with us. And tonight's first card is the 10 of water. As you can see, the 10 of water, beautiful card. This is the card of the happily ever after, emotional contentment, people you can trust. 10 is the number of completion. So in the labyrinth, we begin with the recognition that you have completed an emotional journey. You enter from that happily ever after. Now you may be saying to yourself, my life is not a happily ever after right now. So the question then is, what can you be grateful for in your life? What can you be grateful for in your life? There has to be something. If it's a stretch, then stretch for it. But now acknowledge what it is that you're grateful for. It's April 25th, 2021. Tomorrow night is a full moon. They call it the pink moon. And full moons are all about reaping the harvest. So what are you going to reap tomorrow that can bring you some emotional satisfaction and gratitude? The first card we deal out as we enter into the labyrinth is a card that deals with fear. What is it that you fear? And this is a message that's more of a universal message for all of you who are listening out there. The card is justice. You can see the scales of justice, and that's Archangel Raguel. Raguel, who's the Archangel of Justice. The card says, be impartial and objective. Stand up for what you believe. So what is it that you fear about standing up for what you believe? They say that the hardest thing right now is to have strong and healthy boundaries. Standing up for what you believe demands healthy boundaries. It demands cutting cleanly when necessary, not with a blunt object, not with a club, but with a surgical precision. Can you be impartial when you look at what is it that you need in your life to celebrate? And where are the fears coming from with regard to this card called justice? To me, it's about drawing boundaries, healthy boundaries, or the fear to hold the healthy boundary. And what negative self-beliefs might you be carrying? Once again, we look at a water card. This time it's the Seven of Water. The Seven of Water. So many cups and so many choices. The card says, make a choice. Stop procrastinating. 7 is a number of introspection. So in this trip through the labyrinth, 7, what is the negative self-belief? I can't make a choice. What if I choose wrong? I always choose wrong. So look at that. You're afraid to hold the boundary. And now the card is saying you need to make a choice, but it's a problem. What is it about you that has trouble making those choices? And finally, what is it that needs to be let go of? What are you holding on to that needs to be let go of? Again, we look at water. This is the spread is a lot of water. So water deals with emotion, the heart. 2 children. An angel Zadkiel. Angel Zadkiel is often discussed as the spiritual teacher of the Archangel world. And here we have a card that talks about looking at childhood, revisiting old dreams or plans. And that's what the card is saying to me today. What do you need to let go of? Those old dreams, old plans, things that no longer serve you. What do you keep holding on to from your childhood? When I was a kid, we used to say, if, woulda, shoulda, coulda. If, woulda, shoulda, coulda. So look at what are all the ifs, wouldas, shouldas, and couldas of childhood. They're not serving you anymore. It's time to let them go. Time to make a choice. Time to be able to hold some healthy boundaries. So in the first part of the labyrinth, we're asked to release. We're asked to let go of. Let go of the fear. Yes, people will not like you when you hold healthy boundaries. Because there are people who are walking over you. They don't value your boundaries. They don't respect your boundaries. Sometimes we call these people energy vampires, narcissists, or just selfish, or just plain and simple, they've been wounded too. And they get what they need by taking. But they don't have to take it from you. And you don't have to give it to them to be liked. So let go of the fear of not being liked, of drawing a boundary. In this case, the card is saying, take care of yourself. It's okay to let go of the people who are just draining you, who take and don't give anything in return. And you can make a choice. And here's a cool thing. In most instances, you cannot make the wrong choice, just a choice that may or may not get you what you're asking for. It doesn't mean it's wrong. It means that you could learn something from it. But when you don't make a choice, that's a choice too. There's a concept I recently read, I don't remember where I read it, that talked about good pain and bad pain. The bad pain is the pain that you're living with right now in life. It could be a physical pain. It could be an emotional pain. Good pain is the discomfort of doing your work, doing the healing work, to heal the trauma, to heal the wounds, to take care of yourself. That is uncomfortable. It's never pleasant. And yet, if you do the work, then you can release so much of the bad pain. And what no longer serves you, in this instance, the spirits of the labyrinth is saying, it's time to let go of the if, woulda, shoulda, couldas. Looking back and seeing all the failures that may have happened in the past, all the times you gave up, not serving you. Now it's time to look forward. And now we choose a card in the center of the labyrinth. The center of the labyrinth represents an aha moment. And we see the six of earth. The six of earth. The six of earth. These are beautiful cards where the author truly included a great diversity represented in the pictures. The aha moment is that abundance can float back to you magically, unexpectedly. The good that you do comes back to you. So the aha is to be in proper relationship with others. When you have the means and there are those in need, then you give. And equally important is to be open to receive when others are in a position to give to you. This is a lesson that I had to learn. When I first started doing this healing work with people and readings, I couldn't ask to be paid for this. I had friends who had the means to pay, and they valued my work, and they wanted to value it by offering me something in exchange for the valuable services I provided them. And I resisted, and that put me out of balance. And one day someone offered to ask me how much they owed me, and I told them what my hourly fee was. And I relayed that to another friend, and he sent me a check. And he said, now that you're open to receiving, I hope you receive this too. So that's what this aha moment is all about. Giving and receiving. The Cairo people of Peru, the last remnants of the Incas who had hidden for so long from the Spanish conquistadors, have a concept called Aini. And Aini, I'm just going to move this camera a little closer here. Aini is about being in proper balance, reciprocity. I'm neither giving too much nor am I taking too much. And money is an exchange of energy. That's all. So are you open to receiving? Have you been giving more and more and so much, but you haven't been open to receiving, and you wonder, why do you feel so drained? Well, when you start to hold a healthy boundary, that boundary also has a gate, and the gate opens to receive. So you give of yourself and receive of yourself and receive for yourself. That's the card of the Six of Earth. So take a moment and breathe that in. Are you out of balance? Are you out of balance in giving and receiving? And what emotions, what feelings are coming up for you when you think about that? When you think about holding a healthy boundary, and when you think about making a choice. Now, as we exit the labyrinth, it's like putting on a brand new set of clothes, rebirth. And the first card is the Eight of Fire. The Eight of Fire. Look at all that, those wands, those staves, all coming in with starbursts, all at the same time. Holy moly. 8 is a number of power. And this card, unexpected events or rapid changes. It's like magic. When you open to receive, then all of a sudden, people are happy to gift you, to honor the energy you expend and give in return. The logger gem that's been keeping you stuck opens up and things start to flow again. And it can start to flow rapidly once you come into right relationship. That's what this card is saying. Coming into right relationship, and then the blocks are done and the river starts flowing again. And when the river starts flowing again, it takes us to the wheel. This is a card of the major arcana, just like the card Justice. Major arcana cards deal with major events in life, where the numbered cards and the court cards all deal with everyday. End of delays, sudden or unexpected progress. The wheel is about movement, and suddenly things start moving again. 2 cards both dealing with things happening and movement, all because you're back into right relationship between giving and receiving. We got a jumper here, and that card is the Two of Fire. The Two of Fire. Taking the next steps, bold and ambitious choices, partnering with others. Continue to move forward. It's 3 cards as you exit the labyrinth into rebirth. 3 cards all dealing with motion, with things moving forward. The power of it happening quickly. The wheel spinning. And now you're being asked to take the first step. One of the messages I received in my automatic channel writing for myself is that when I ask the spirit guides, when I ask the archangels, the angels, my teachers in spirit, my heavenly support team for help, they said that for every step I take, they'll help me move 10 steps forward. And then maybe 100, and it could increase exponentially. If I keep moving forward, they will keep helping me to move forward. So begin to move forward. Take the steps. Get past your fear. And finally, we're ready to exit the labyrinth. And when you exit the labyrinth back into normal space, know that you are exiting into the Magician. The first card, the number one card of the major arcana, represented by Archangel Raguel, who reveals the deep spiritual mysteries of the universe. It's a great card for this reading to end on. The Magician has all the tools that he or she needs to succeed. So we start with celebrating what is, being grateful for what you have now, being grateful for the gifts that you've received to bring you to this place in your life. And that by letting go, by healing the fears of holding healthy boundaries, by letting go of the negative judgments and self-beliefs that you're going to make a wrong choice, because in not choosing, you're making a choice. Letting go of the if, woulda, coulda, shouldas. The aha moment, you come into Aini, you come into proper balance, reciprocity between giving and receiving. And when you do that, and as you start to move forward, things start happening at a more rapid pace. The wheels start spinning in a big way, in a major way. Call upon your angels, your guides, your spirit totems in prayer for help. Dear angels, thank you for helping me move forward with this part of my life. Be specific. What is it that you're moving forward into? And act. It's not enough to wait. The angels and guides have told me that I have to take the steps first. It's like priming a pump. They will help me, but only if I take action first to show that I'm truly serious about what it is I'm asking help for. And finally, know that the magic is in you. You have all the tools you need to succeed. It's all there. So you exit into all the tools you need. Workshops, trainings, sure, they're going to help give you certain knowledge, certain skills that perhaps you don't have in a new career or in a new endeavor or in whatever you're doing now. But the ability to make it so is in you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be dreaming about it. You wouldn't be desiring it. It wouldn't get you excited. That's so very important. You wouldn't get excited about it. Now, sure, I'd love to be an astronaut and go to the moon. I think that would be really neat to be able to fly in space, even better, hyperspace, to visit other worlds. How exciting would that be? But that's not what gets me super duper jazzed. When I think about working with people and helping empower them, self-empower them through the coaching work I do, that gets me jazzed. That gets me excited. This work that I'm doing here tonight gets me excited. So when I'm excited about doing things and I take steps towards that, I know that the angels are there helping me along. And they will be there for you to help you along. So that's our message tonight in the Labyrinth. Thanks for joining me. If you want more information, they'll be in the show notes. Please hit like and subscribe and make a comment, preferably a pleasant comment to help me and this channel move forward in the YouTube algorithms. You can also find me at my website, impactfulliving.com. That's the word impactful-living.com. I put out a semi-regular blog, and we'll often host events. So join me. Look me up on Facebook, also Impactful-Living. And I look forward to our next journey into the labyrinth. I'm Dr. Michael Bilkis. Thank you.